Booyah! Crazy Face. So, I feel like I've been away for too long. But I'm starting to get back into some type of groove of making these reviews. So, this is Breaking Bad, Season 3, Episode 10, titled Fly. Now, of course, I think different things when I hear the word fly. And then when the episode starts, I'm like, oh, it's about a fly. And then I chuckle a little bit. Fly, whatever, okay. Goes on. I think, I want to say more than halfway, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. So more than halfway through the episode, I'm like, they're really going to do a whole episode about a fly. They're really going to do an episode about a fly. But then, of course, the episode, it only shows Pinkman and Mr. White. These are the only two characters that come in this episode. But if you watch older TV shows and just old Hollywood in general, you'll get the idea behind this. Some people might just say, well, this is just a filler episode. Correct, it is, but I can't even say the word, classically done. If I can speak correctly, I would win an award, I guess, or something. I'm trying to make something smart. If I could speak correctly, I'd be all right. But anyway, it's classically done because this reminds me so much of those old black and white noirs and Twilight Zone. All that stuff comes into play. And I'm telling you, Mr. White, the actor who plays Mr. White is showing his behind off. He is doing his thing. To put it simply, he's great. He's putting out a great performance in every episode almost. And Pinkman, the actor that plays Pinkman, man, he is holding his own. You could, some people may be bored with this episode. This episode might not even get that much. It may not have even gotten that much praise. But this is classic acting and classic screenplay. Well, not screenplay, classic writing at it. This is writing and acting at its best, actually. To take two actors, give them basic dialogue, and put them in a setting where they're going to be for the entire episode, and for them and for me as a viewer to still be fully engaged in the episode says something. It speaks to. I think I got something right here. Yeah, I'm trying to. Woo! It speaks to the talent they have in the writing room and with these actors. But they use this as a segue, and they get you, and they were able to not only draw you in during the episode, but keep you on the edge of your seat, because Mr. White's the words of him telling Pinkman that he had a hand or felt somehow guilty or believes that he killed Pinkman's love is right on the tip of his tongue. All the while, Pinkman has drugged him with like NyQuil or Tylenol, because Mr. White's been obsessing over a fly for the last 48 hours, or probably less than that, probably 20 something. They probably in the 30s. Somewhere around there. He's been up for about 30-some hours, and he's been obsessing over a fly. But it's his conscience eating at him, really. And that even goes back to Shakespeare and other books. Other classical writings. All that's tied into this episode. You kind of have to have a love for entertainment in order to appreciate this episode, I feel like. I mean, you could appreciate it for other reasons, but that's the way I'm going to stop trying to make assumptions about other people. I appreciate it for that reason. It's a standout for sure. You take this big high power, but I'm assuming by this time this series or this show has been kicking butt. This is season 3, so I'm assuming by now everybody's buzzing by it in the past, even though this thing's been off the air for I don't know how long. But this episode knocked it out of the park. Obsessing over this fly. And they have some back and forth, him and Pinkman. You show the compassion. You see, they show the compassion that comes from Mr. White towards Pinkman, and then they show the guilt from Mr. White. They show the frustration from Mr. White, and they also show the side of Pinkman too. They show his compassion from Mr. White. They show the frustration from Pinkman, and of course they end it perfectly. Not the very end, but the whole time, what's weighing over Mr. White's head, along with the obvious, which is him. Well, look, I saw the episode. I don't really think he killed his girl. I feel like he could have tried to save her, but by the time he rolled her on her side, she'd still be choking on that damn vomit. So it's like, hey man, you really couldn't have done nothing. She was out of there regardless. You really couldn't have done nothing. I don't think. But anyway, he feels super guilty about that. What was I saying? What was I trying to get at? Pinkman, Mr. White, Pinkman. The compassion. Oh, close to the end of the episode. Okay. So before we get to close to the end of the episode, I'm talking so fast my words are slurring together. The whole time, Mr. White is, of course, he's number based and very analytical. I'm using that word correctly. Very analytical. He just thinks about everything. He's doing the math on how much product they should have, and they're off by like a pound. He's trying to figure out where is that pound going to. So he's trying to figure out. So he's eliminating all the possibilities. Close to the end of the episode, after they've actually succeeded in getting the fly, and you feel so triumphant. You feel their pain. You feel so elated when they are successful in getting the fly. They get outside. Mr. White has slept off the pills that Pinkman slipped in his coffee, and he asks Pinkman, "Are you sure you didn't take that?" Pinkman's like, "Fuck you, I didn't take it." He's like, "I'm telling you." He's like, "All right, I'm telling you. I'm not gonna be able to help you if you really took it." He's like, "Man, fuck you. I'm good. I don't need your goddamn help." That's chilling in his own. That's pretty cold right there. Pinkman's like, "I don't need your help." Pinkman is not thinking. He's definitely still. See, it goes deeper than that, because he's more. This character is more than heartbroken because of the loss of his girl. He's you know, he loves so deep, and he portrays that so well. He brings that to life. Whatever was written in the script, Pinkman brings that to life, and you can see his pain. You can feel it. You can feel it, man. It's one thing when you're out and about and you see something that reminds you of an ex or somebody you lost, but he's getting actual tidbits. He kept calling on her phone to hear her voice on her voicemail. That got disconnected, so he couldn't hear the voice no more. Cried himself to sleep. He pulls into the spot where they're gonna cook the stuff. He sees one of her cigarettes in there with her lipstick on there. Just fucking, it crumbles you, man. That type of stuff is so hard. It's so good. It reels me in, you know. I like that. I really like his arc. I want to see where that goes. I really like it. And Mr. White, you know, this whole time I really haven't given my opinion on Mr. White. I mean, I feel like I said, I feel like he's a good actor. I feel like the character's pretty good, but it's like, you know, I'm waiting to see the conclusion of it. Really, I don't know yet. I can't call it yet. That was my review of this episode. Next time I have another episode. Maybe Futurama tomorrow. Maybe a movie.